On the night of January 17, 1953, in Desperia, Dotonia, Rizzo Province, a man anxiously walks back and forth in the halls of his own house. Sweaty and barely able to stand, he paces back and forth. This is Alfred Rizzax von Whiteloff. Alfred Rizzo von Whiteloff is a famous politician and general in the Imperial Army, and is an experienced businessman, as all Whiteloffs are, and he is waiting for the doctor inside a room to tell him news about the condition of his wife. Her name is Wilhelmina Dodona von Whiteloff, a former part of the Imperial Court and a former diplomat, and she is pregnant with her baby yet to be born. As Alfred starts to weaken, he is shaken by a nurse who pulls him into the room where his beloved wife is going into labor. As he enters the room, the doctor tells Alfred, "You have to be here to help your darling wife. She's having a hard time getting the kid out of her." While they talk, the nurses help the woman in labor. "Madam Wilhelmina, keep pushing, you're doing great." Wilhelmina breathes in and screams from the pain. She breathes in again and repeats her contraction and pushing. Wilhelmina, dazed, looks at Alfred and mutters, stutteringly, "Alfrex." She pauses, then says, "Hold my hand, Alfred." Alfred immediately and enthusiastically does as what he is asked, clasping Wilhelmina's hand tightly and firmly. Wilhelmina pushes yet again, screaming as she does, the doctor awaiting for the child at the other end of the bed. Then as Wilhelmina pushes one more time, the doctor shouts, "The kid is crowning. The kid is crowning." A little hit more. Wilhelmina pushes with all her might, as she does, tightly holds onto her husband who is supporting her. As Wilhelmina is doing her damned hardest, Alfred worries for his kid. Wilhelmina, well, she's been pregnant only 8.2 months when she went into labor, and Alfred is very concerned about the health of his child as he comes out. But for Alfred, it does not matter how his child would turn out, as long as the child is alive. Wilhelmina pushes and pushes, and then, one final and satisfying push, the child is birthed out from her. Relief fills the air as the nurses breathe a breath of fresh air after a long and tedious 12 hours. They've also traveled for 4 hours just to get to the Whiteloff's house. The doctor looks and inspects the baby, lightly tapping the child's bottom as he does so. The baby, of course, cries, and the doctor is relieved that the kid is alive. The couple curiously asks, "So what is the child's, pertaining to the kid's gender?" The doctor responds, "Oh yes, of course, it's a boy," answering their question. The boy is given to his mother for her to and her husband to admire. The two then say, "We already have a name for the boy." The doctor, still a bit queasy from the whole 12-hour ordeal, asks, "Oh well, what is it? We can already jot it down." The couple, in kind, answers simultaneously, "Friedrich." A few minutes later, the doctor and his nurses start to sterilize the place where the child will stay. The maids of the house then start preparing the rooms for Wilhelmina to rest in so that she can recover from her 12-hour pregnancy, as well as food and drinks for the doctors and nurses who facilitated her pregnancy. Alfred, on the other hand, is busy preparing the documents for his kid so that the rest of the Whiteloff house, and we confirmed that the pregnancy was successful and that the child indeed his. 3 weeks after Friedrich was born, a party was held to congratulate the success of Wilhelmina's pregnancy, and to welcome a new family member for the noble house Whiteloff. During the party, a girl who was about 15 years old entertains the guests and passes drinks with the maids. Her name is Anna Sophia von Dietl Whiteloff. She is the first child of Alfred and Wilhelmina. She is a gifted and talented woman who graduated from the Imperial Sciences and Medical University at the age of 14, and she is already working an intern at the Heerdorf Medical and Pharmaceutical Company. Yet she is a loving and caring person. When she heard that her mother was giving birth to, she tried her hardest to get back home immediately so that she can help, but she didn't make it, and so to make up, she's here helping with the preparation and the entertainment of the guests in a celebratory party, celebrating the successful pregnancy of her mother. Anna is then approached by a tall woman dressed in an elaborately made dress with a man following suit. The woman asks Anna, "Oh hello, my sweet little girl, Anna. How's my niece doing?" Been doing fine. Anna replies, Auntie Leopoldina, as she hugs the tall woman. Leopoldina hugs her back and says, I'm happy to see you too, Anna, it's been a while. Anyways, where is your father? I want to see him, so I can congratulate him personally. Though, before Anna could reply, the man behind Leopoldina says, Hello Anna, your uncle's here too, you know? Anna swiftly looks at him and notices who he was. She replies, Uncle Liege. I haven't seen you since your trip to Silkia. I'm sure being a diplomat for the imperial delegation was extremely hard. Mom used to complain so much about her experiences, with her stories about her time as one. Liege replies in turn, I wouldn't say it wasn't a bad experience. We got some slant-eyed looks, but it was overall a good trip. Anyways, where's your father? Anna then pulls the two to her father, who is talking to a few other guests. Alfred notices Anna and the couple coming to him and postpones his talk with the guests he was talking to. Alfred faced the couple and enthusiastically says, Duchess Leopoldina, it's an honor that you accepted the invitation. Leopoldina Dodona von Augustine Leopold Whiteloff, daughter of Duke Leopold VII von Dodona Leopold, is a very powerful woman who controls over half of the Dottonian dukedom's domains, pitting it between the Dottonas and the Leopolds. Her husband, Liege Rizzo von Whiteloff, is a wealthy politician and is the head of the foreign ministry. Duchess Leopoldina, shocked by the politeness of Alfred, laughs a bit and says, Oh come in Alfred, I'm your little brother's wife, call me by my name, it's completely acceptable for me. Before Alfred would even react, Liege is slightly annoyed at Leopoldina. You know, you didn't need to specify that I am the younger sibling. Leopoldina and Alfred laugh at his reaction, and Liege is visibly annoyed at this, though he has a look of understanding on his face. Leopoldina chucklingly says, You really are the best with your predictable reactions. Alfred laughs as Liege smirks in defeat. Defeated Liege then changes the topic and asks, Hey, this party isn't about me. I want to see the baby. Alfred slightly looks away as if hiding something, but quickly regains his composure saying, Well, okay, come with me. A smile grows on Leopoldina's face in anticipation to see her nephew, as does Liege. They're both led to the front of the party, the very front where Wilhelmina is. She is accompanied by a dozen maids surrounding her. Leopoldina waves at Wilhelmina, and Wilhelmina returns the gesture. They both meet and exchange kisses in the cheek. Leopoldina says, Why if it isn't my favorite sister-in-law? Wilhelmina then says, The only one. Leopoldina hugs Wilhelmina very tightly, and of course Wilhelmina asks her to let go. Leopoldina, too tight, it hurts, I'm still recovering, Wilhelmina tells Leopoldina. Leopoldina apologized saying, I'm absolutely sorry, Willina, I'm sorry. Wilhelmina smiles and says, It's okay, Leopoldina, it's alright. Liege interrupts the conversation and says, I hate to be the one to break your wonderful reunion. Leopoldina replies, Such an interruption, can't get social cues neither in public or in bed. Liege looks away embarrassed, then turns to Wilhelmina saying, Anyhow, I congratulate you on the success of your pregnancy, Wilhelmina. Though, I can't help but ask, where's the baby? Wilhelmina looks away and tell them, in a nursery, he's still a bit fragile as he just got born, she tell them. Wilhelmina then whispers, he's an early baby, so, he still needs much more care, I can bring him out, but no touching. Liege and Leopoldina look at each other as if they know what the other is thinking about. In sync, they tell Wilhelmina, Oh, I see, that's disappointing. Wilhelmina laughs at their synchronization, but then coughs a little. Ha ha ha, cough oh dear. I'm sorry, as I said earlier, still recovering. Leopoldina then says, We'll take you up on that offer, we really want to see our nephew. Wilhelmina then asks her maids to bring the two to the room with Anna. Alright, maids, take them to where Friedrich is, and bring Anna with you. Leopoldina then squeaks, while saying, Oh my. We forgot to ask the kid's name. His name is Friedrich? Wilhelmina giggles then says, Yes, quite the name, right? Leopoldina then says, "Noble ruler, such a wonderful name, well, I want to see him more now." Wilhelmina then tells Leopoldina, Okay. You can go now." She then signals her maids to continue what they were doing. Leopoldina and Liege then come with Anna and the maids to the nursery. Outside the door to the nursery, they hear breathing behind it. They open the door to see Friedrich laying on the bed with two other maids standing by at his side. The maids greet Leopoldina, Anna, and Liege then go to the side of the room as Leopoldina and the others go to loon at Friedrich. As they do look at him, Friedrich looks at them. He looked at them with such big eyes. He stares at them. Leopoldina and the others just stares back. And as the growing silence went, Friedrich, with his smooth white skin, black silky hair, sparkly eyes, looks them dead in the eyes. He then makes a slight sound. The smell of feces then starts to ring out. And, as a baby dies, Friedrich starts crying.
As a baby does. He did not die here.
Leopoldina breathes air again, as if she hasn't breathed for a year, and the others follow suit. Leopoldina then says, "This baby really just did a very intense scene." The others agree. However, before they can start talking again, their earlier breath of fresh air has now turned into a sour realization that they just breathed in fart. Leopoldina turns away and coughs while the maids hastily change Friedrich's diaper, Anna helping them change Friedrich's clothes. Leopoldina looks at Liege then says, "Hey, what do you think of this baby? Doesn't he look cute?" Liege shrugs, then jokingly remarks, "If his excrement didn't smell as offensive as it does, then I'd agree with you in full." Leopoldina then says, swiftly, "You should smell the lavatory after you relieve yourself then." They both giggle a bit and start gazing at the child who had just been redressed. They then entertain themselves with the child. As one does. End of chapter 1.